right, so I'm going to show you how to play this groove, and this is going to be part of the Santa Claus is Coming to Town lesson, which is part of my 5 Days to Slay series of videos that are going to be coming out starting December 13th. So in order to get the sheet music for this groove and the rest of the Santa Claus is Coming to Town lesson, make sure that you register by going back to jazzedge.com/Santa. All you got to do is put in your name and email address. There's no cost for it, and you'll be able to get the music once the lesson is released. All right, so let's take a look at what's going on here. First of all, let's talk about the harmony and the progression of this kind of gospel-y groove. All right, so first of all, it's a C7 chord. Then we move up to C7 with E in the bass. This is what we call an alternate bass, right? So rather than playing the root of the chord, we're playing an alternate note in the left hand. Then we go to an F7 chord, and then to a G7 chord, but a G7 with a sus4. The reason for the sus4 is it gives it kind of a lilty, kind of suspended feeling, right? It like, versus the G7 with the natural third kind of seems more final. This kind of gives it more of an open sound. Now, what the key to this groove is the working between the hands. So let's focus first of all on that left hand. So it starts one, get my music here as well. Oh, and by the way, here is the music. So make sure you go ahead and register so you can grab this music. So we have 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and. Fingering wise, I would start with your second finger and then second thumb, 5, 4. And then at this point, you could keep your fourth finger there, or you could replace it with your fifth finger when you play this, the 2/8 notes. And here I go 5, 2, 4, or 5, 2, 5, whichever is most comfortable for you. All right, so we have, let's take it nice and slow. 1, 2, ready, go. And in the right hand, since it's mostly quarter notes against that left hand, just start by playing one note for right now. Just the C or the G. Let's just do the C. So we have. Kind of challenging, actually. It took me a second there. Okay, so let's slow that down. So the right hand, I'm just going to play quarter notes in the right hand there. All right, so. You could add octaves if you want. Start to speed it up. Now, with any groove like this, you want to start to get into the groove. Now, what does that mean and how do you get into this groove? Number one, you want to start to move away from looking at the music. Right? So you want to close your eyes, you really want to open your ears, listen to what it is you're playing. You want to also start to feel this groove. If you take a look at any gospel choir, they don't just stand there like, you know, stiff like this. They move, right? Right? They're moving their body. You want to start to do that as well, right? It may take some time to get the groove down, and sometimes it may take a couple of days. So a lot of times what will happen is you'll work really hard at something, and then step away, and then miraculously when you come back, you can do it. Have you ever found that it's happened? I know it's happened to me, and I know it happens to a lot of us. So it's probably happened to you as well. The reason for that is it just takes time for the brain to make the pathways down to the hands, all right? So sometimes you just got to give it that time. So if you find that you're really working this, and it's like you just can't get it, step away, give it a little bit of time, then come back and try it again, all right? Getting frustrated and all, that's not going to solve anything for you. All right, now in the right hand, chords. It's a great chord voicing. I love this. That bite of the seventh and the root there, up top there, the B flat and the C. And I'm just playing the third right here. So, down to the F7, the 7th, the 3rd, and the 5th. And in the G7, sus4 is really just an F major triad, right? A little trick for you here, a pro trick. You want to make a nice major, you want to make a nice sus4 voicing, go down to the 7th of the chord. So I want to make a G7 sus4, go down to the 7th, which is F, and make an F major 7th chord there. And there's your G7 sus4. 7, 9, sus4, 13. We're going to leave the 13th off. We're going to keep the C because the C will be that top note. See how that C is the top note? So we have. There's a little bit of syncopation going on there. So let's slow that down. 2 and 3, 4. Whoops, sorry, let me do it again. 1, 2 and 3, 4 and. So let's just do that much. 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. That right there for an intro. All right, so anyway, moving on. Now the last two here on the G7, it's pretty simple. It's just 3, 4, right? So that's pretty simple. But in the second measure here, notice how it's left, right, right, left, right. So just practice that. Left, right, left. Left, right, left, together. Okay, and it's really tied in, so let's go back to the first measure and do the whole thing. See, I can start to add in little grace notes as well. This is what happens. I can add another note up. Add the E up there. Now, I can also start to play around with, adding a little bit more motion in that left hand. Of different things that you can do to like kind of expand upon this groove. We're not going to get into that right now because I just want you to focus on playing these two measures. So what I would suggest that you do for the next couple of days before I release the Santa Claus is Coming to Town lesson is just practice this groove right here, these two measures. If you could get that down over the weekend, this is going to serve you well because this is how we're ending the song. Remember, how you begin a song and how you end a song is super important, right? How you begin a song, it's kind of like, okay, well, this is how we're beginning, right? And if you kind of fail or have a mistake right at the beginning, you know? But most important is how you end, right? Because if we end the song, it's like, and I just walk away, all right, well, then everybody remembers the mistake that you just made. So it's really important we get this. And then be able to end it just right on that nice C7 chord like that. All right, you can hit it with a nice octave at the end on the C. Anyway, so I hope you enjoy that. Have fun with that. This could be used as an intro. It could be used as an ending. It doesn't have to just be used on Santa Claus is Coming to Town, obviously. You could use it on literally hundreds, if not thousands, of other songs and groove variations. So anyway, if you are interested in getting the sheet music for this, again, absolutely free. There's no credit card, no payment necessary. All you need to do is just register, all right? So just go back to jazzedge.com/Santa, and then you can get the sheet music once it is available, right? And it will be available starting on Tuesday the 13th. All right, that's it for me. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you in the lesson.